not ready. Took out the fireplace, no high ceiling, so now we got. Real question. We did all of that work except for yes, with the frame in and we built all of that. 6 months, we started in February, we're still looking at June, we still got it. I know. I told somebody that, I made those good houses, like you see my life, or destroyed it, less than my cost. Yes.
No.
Pretty dull. Dull is good. 10 more seconds.
About 32 people. Budget's being presented and 32 people.
I'm gonna call the meeting to order. Please rise and pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Erling. Here. Commissioner Weeding.
Here.
Commissioner Walsh.
Here.
Commissioner Wozak.
Here.
Mayor Hart.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, we're going to be going into public comment, and I just need to read something for clarification. Your comments must be addressed to the board. All commenters must state their name and their address. Comments are allowed on any subject pertaining to city business and are not restricted to matters of the agenda. Commenters do not have the ability to comment on any issue that one wishes. Personal attacks and inappropriate comments will not be allowed. In order to give everyone an opportunity to speak, all comments must be limited to 3 minutes. Okay, and public comments is now open.
My name is Jim Beers, 160 South Cook Street, Braidwood here. I'd like to thank myself and Mary Triner would like to thank Commissioner Walsh for all he did and all of his help on that telephone line situation. As I was telling you, Commissioner, that it was very important because of our 911 alert system is hooked to the telephone line. Also, on that note, she would like me. Mary's 87, and it's hard for her to come up and talk and that. She would like to let everyone know that she did sell that farm at 1121 North Division Street. And she would like to thank everyone in the surrounding area and the city of Braidwood for the past years that all the gunfire was going on out there and the trap range and everything's been closed up. So it's nice and quiet in the neighborhood out there. So if any gunfire they hear, it's probably coming from your range over at the wastewater treatment plant. Also, I'd like to state, I do not have any interest. I am not a silent partner. I am not the owner of any property out there at 1121 North Division Street. That's all owned by Insure Properties. I just want to clear everything that's been going around. You know how scuttlebutt is and everything. So I do have no interest or any attempt to get involved with any of the projects that are out there. I have enough on my plate just helping seniors in the town. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve.
Siri, set a timer for 3 minutes. My name is Nicole Shores. I live on North English Street. What you did to me was wrong, and I've got 5 federal court cases. I'm looking directly at you. You are a board member. None of those people are board members. None of them.
Nicole, excuse me.
No,
Excuse
no,
me.
Don't interrupt
you
her.
can't interrupt me.
You do not.
You can't.
I need
You
to
can't,
want
and you know that.
It is
You
her
can't.
right to speak.
Because if you do it again, I will get a lawyer. I will. And guess what? There's been 5 federal freaking court cases, one that said that you're wrong.
Mayor,
And you know it.
quit looking at Tony. This is
You
her
know
time.
it.
This is her 3 minutes.
All I wanted to do was talk about the way that you have appointed officer speaking to other people. Not even me. I wasn't even bringing up myself. I wasn't. I had 6 different people that I laid on your desk that he spoke to rudely. For what? And you wouldn't allow me to talk, and you think that it's okay to let him go online and address me in a really long comment when you couldn't even sit here and listen to what I had to say? That's crazy.
Ridiculous.
All I wanted to do was ask if you would hold accountability and work with integrity, all of you. What you did to me in person, you took away my First Amendment rights. And then, not only did you do that, viewpoint discrimination. Yeah, and not only did you do that, you also discriminated against my viewpoint. There's 5 different federal court cases that say what you did was wrong at a federal level. And you can point this and put this in anybody's face. Federal outweighs any state, outweighs any ordinance that you try to put in place. You know what you did was wrong. And you know what you did was wrong. And you know what you did was wrong. Because your IDOT crap that you pulled, yeah, you guys were wrong. And you all stood up in front of everybody. And for what? To show that you think he's right? Insane. Take off your rose-colored glasses. Y'all look dumb up here. That's it.
Amen.
Deep breath.
Well, I'm Kyle, I live at 976 North English Street. So, I wasn't at the last meeting, but I seen it recorded, and I read your document here, and it has this legal statute at the bottom, I know that's what you're referencing. And I know this is I'm not ignorant, okay, I know this is a federal statute. However, what you did was completely different than what this dictates. You didn't even allow the conversation to begin. There was no attacks. You didn't even understand what the conversation was about. Now, I ain't here to dispute what the conversation was. That's the conversation in and of itself. What I will stand up for unequivocally right now is the First Amendment right to protest and petition your government and redress grievances. Now, you have an absolute right to question the code of conduct of a city official, especially an appointed one who is dressing down the constituency which you pretend to represent. Okay, you all took office several years ago. I've seen zero positive changes out of you. There's been zero corruption reforms. Your budgets are a joke. You keep saying that the money's all there, that you're fixing all the world's problems. The previous administrations were horrible. Where's the independent audits? Where's the proof? Where's our road repairs? Where's our parks? You won't work with our park district. You won't work with our school district. Our roads are in disrepair. We've had no infrastructure repairs. I mean, our town's a joke. Quite frankly, we poach businesses from other towns because we can't bring any in of our own. And quite frankly, if you look at our CMAP survey, I think it's also indicative that the people here would rather have a small town that isn't ran by people with egos that are larger than the Constitution. So I think we'd be better off just dissolving this and being unincorporated, quite frankly, than being misrepresented by our elected officials. I have a question. Is liberty so precious? Is it so precious that it must be rationed to only those who deserve it, Mayor? You would let other people come up here and say the budget's great, there's no topic there, yet they come up here and just make vague statements and you allow that. The person before come up here and made personal comments. You allow that. So if it's positive, it's okay. So if it fits your narrative, it's okay to allow that. But if not, then we're gonna shut that down, right? So what are you pretending to represent? And who for? Not the constituency.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Seeing no one else come forward for public comment, we're closing public comment now. I need a motion to approve the minutes. There is a mistake on that, the minutes are from August 27th, the date of the, minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes with the corrected date.
I'll second it.
And can we clarify, we're approving the minutes from September 10th, and that the error was on the agenda, so we're approving the minutes from September 10th.
Commissioner Early?
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Bozak?
Yes.
Mayor Hart?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is I will need a motion to approve ordinance 2438. Approving and authorizing the execution of a collective bargaining agreement between the City of Braidwood and the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, Local 179, to be effective through April 30, 2027. This is a contract for our clerical people in City Hall, just so you know that that's what it is. I do need a motion for that.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 24-38.
I'll second.
Commissioner Early?
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Bozak?
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes,
motion carries.
okay, our administrator, Mr. Altieri?
Yeah, I have a few things, Mayor. Halloween will be October 31st from 5 to 8 p.m. That'll be posted on Facebook and on, online within the next week. And then we're also gonna do our scarecrow contest, which we will be putting the application online. And what we're gonna do is we will have a poll on Facebook for the citizens to go out and vote. You'll be building a scarecrow, putting it in your front yard, so that way we get people to go out and drive around and kind of look at the scarecrows, and then the citizens will be judging them through an online poll. That'll be the same thing, that should be up within the week. We'd also like to thank Surf Wireless with our beautification committee and the flowers and everything that are being put out there. Surf Wireless is donating $1,500 towards the beautification committee and projects. The fourth thing I have is, on the week of August 7th, we will be having a pre-construction meeting for the school. School came to us and asked us if we would general the extension of the water mains for them. They're gonna take care of all the fees of everything, our engineers, everybody, attorneys, whatever it takes, but, we're gonna general it for them to get them re-hooked up, cause they're gonna be putting an addition on the grade school. Hopefully, working with Josh at the park at the end of the week, hopefully we'll have all the numbers together for the dog park that, we're looking to put up on Center and Third Street. He asked me for a few more numbers so we can, get that together for the city will be putting it up and paying for it. And we'll be turning it over to the park district, who will maintain it afterwards. But due to insurance and stuff, their insurance wants the exact numbers on costs of everything, so that way they can, make sure it's covered on their end. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. City Clerk, Sarah, anything?
I do have a couple things. So I am requesting a motion for the Salvation Army so they can conduct their annual Red Kettle campaign from November 1st through December 24th. And they will do this on Monday through Saturdays, but they will seek the permission from private property owners regarding collections of funds in front of their establishments. I am requesting a motion for the Salvation Army.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Erling,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilczek,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
motion carries. I was also asked to give a report on the FOIAs that have come to City Hall. And then just in the last 2 weeks, from September 10th to the 23rd, our office has received 20 FOIAs requesting about 163 different pieces of information. And between all the departments, our staff has taken more than 16 man-hours to complete these requests. So we have been getting a lot of those lately. Also, I want to make a note about the Braidwood Area Healthy Community Coalition. They are going to be taking part in the annual DEA National Drug Take-Back event, and that will be taking place here at City Hall on October 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a Saturday. And then this is where you can turn in any unneeded medications for a safe disposal. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question? What is the normal, Sarah, the normal amount of FOIAs you get in a month?
About 2 or so is about the average.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Our engineer is not here. Brian, city attorney, do you have anything?
Yes, ma'am, thank you. So I was reading the Illinois Municipal League is an organization that provides information and resources for municipalities around the state of Illinois. And I just reviewed the October copy of the magazine that they publish each month, so it just came out purely by coincidence, and they have an article, what every municipal attorney should know about the First Amendment. And this magazine is really providing some basic information. It doesn't go in depth, but it gives you some general resources, but it's just so, things happen coincidentally. And the author of the articles were from Thomson Reuters Practical Law. which is a national legal organization. So these folks are not from Illinois, they're not providing Illinois-specific information, but they do speak about the First Amendment right at government meetings and events. And there's some interesting information in there. And this is a quote from their article. I haven't backed up their research. I'll get to my own. But here's a quote from their article. The First Amendment does not guarantee members of the public the right to speak at a meeting of a local governing body or advisory board. Everyone's familiar with the freedom of speech, those words, but a lot of people don't understand what they mean because lawyers and judges and all sorts of other people have made it a very confusing issue. And you generally do have the freedom of speech, but it can be limited by private entities. It can be, they're not even bound to it. It can be limited to by governmental entities, given the circumstances. And the Bill of Rights, that federal document, does not afford someone the right to speak at a public meeting. The Illinois Open Meetings Act does. And what that provides is that governmental bodies in Illinois, whenever they have a public body, has to open up public comment to speak on business pertaining to that public body. So here we have city council. If you're at a planning and zoning board, it would be a different issue. You'd be talking about things within the control of the planning and zoning. It wouldn't be proper to talk about the budget, for instance, unless those items pertain to the item that's before planning and zoning. So the First Amendment right is more limited than people think. And what public comment is here is a limited public forum. And that provides people the ability to speak on subjects that can be limited by that public body. Now, when you look to the Illinois Open Meetings Act and what are often interpreted by the Illinois Attorney General's office through some complaints from their office, they look at it as well as Illinois courts or federal districts that would be out of the Illinois, governing Illinois law. And when you get to my research, which I think may have been circulated in some form or fashion, I do provide citations to the information that I put in there. And what I'm citing in there is generally the Illinois Open Meetings Act that affords that right, but then I'm also citing our code that adopts rules, and those rules are allowed to be adopted by the Illinois Open Meetings Act. And then there are cases in Illinois Attorney General opinions that have interpreted how a governing body's rules have been interpreted when used in situations like this meeting and whether someone can speak about things that don't pertain to city business, personal attacks, or other things. So I just want to make it clear that Illinois law backs up the rules that we've adopted and enforced. There is a federal case that's cited that supports a public body adopting rules that are reasonable, permitted by state law, and not in violation of the First Amendment, that those are enforceable. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you for your information, Carl, I appreciate that.
I have one statement to
Sure.
what you're referring to.
Sure.
My husband and I are being sued for public comments that were made. And basically the courts and the attorneys have said that you don't have the freedom of speech if you find an attorney that's willing to sue that individual, then it's open for court. It's up to the judge to decide whether or not you exercised your First Amendment right.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go ahead with accounts and finances.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to, request a motion to approve bills, or I'd like to make a motion, I'm sorry, for the payment of bills in the amount of $114,666.39.
I'll second.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
motion carries.
Secondly, I'd like to make a motion to approve payroll in the amount of $100,005.66.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
Motion carries.
That's all, Mayor.
Thank you. Streets and public improvements.
Yes, Mayor. We had a bid meeting last week with some of the contractors in the area. Soon there'll be work done on widening the north end of the English Street and doing some work on South Division Street within the next month to six weeks. And also, we've had an ongoing issue with one of our residents. This is a letter from our previous engineer, Dave Weber. It's dated, this was April of last year, earlier this year. Dear Mayor and City Commissioners, on the morning of April 24th, 2024, Tony Altieri, an employee of Public Works, and myself made a site visit to the subject property. The visit was prompted because of a resident complaint of rear yard drainage issues at the city board meeting the evening before. The following is a description of what I observed. The rear yard at 285 First Street is generally low and showed evidence of probable ponding. From visual observation, it appeared that the rear fence line is higher than the rear yard and likely level or slightly higher than the front yard of the property. We investigated the possibility of recent work along the rear property line that might have blocked drainage and found no evidence or indications of such. We walked the route from the rear of the property line to the city's detention pond to the west-southwest of the subject property for further indications of work or evidence of underground drainage from the property that may have been disturbed. We found no evidence of that. According to city records, my knowledge of projects in the area, the Public Works knowledge of work, there has been no activity in the area that might have affected the ability of the rear yard to drain. And for what it's worth, I checked historical area photography on Google Earth for the past 20 years and did not see any indication of disturbance in the area. It is my conclusion that the drainage issues that are occurring at 285 First Street are not a result of any city activities. Overall, the topography of the city is generally flat and localized drainage issues are not uncommon. To resolve the issue, a rear drainage tile is likely the best solution. This tile should be run from the rear yard to the city storm sewer along the front yard of the property, since there is no storm sewer located along the property line. As a matter of city policy, the work on private property would be the responsibility of the homeowner, but it may be in the best interest of the city to assist with the connection to the public storm sewer. Feel free to contact me with any questions or concerns. Again, that was David Weber, our project manager. The problem has been remedied by a contractor for the homeowner, and we followed the engineer's advice to assist with the connection to the public storm sewer. And I looked over the property. Originally, I talked to the homeowner, Mrs. Larson, and we saw some underground pipe near the pond, to the east of the pond, near Kern Street, on the west side of Kern Street. And we found out it wasn't an incomplete project. This was something that was done purposely. There's a deep ditch there along Kern Street. Near the pond, this pipe was put in with fill over it so people could park and enjoy the pond, walk around the pond or just fish. So it really wasn't an incomplete project. It was just to let the water continue through the ditch along Kern Street north to the main on Mitchell Street. So I just wanted to clear that up. I have copies of this letter here for anybody who wants to see it. And I did have a couple other things, Mary.
You have the floor.
I wanted to thank Diane Bergman for painting the sign over there on Kennedy Street. I was driving home one night. It's just east of I-55 at Kennedy. And all I could see was welcome to, it's a Braidwood sign, to welcome you to town. It was getting dark and all I could see was welcome to. Well, now I can see welcome to Braidwood, so thank you, Diane.
You're welcome.
And, we are gonna have another town hall meeting October 8th at 6 p.m. It's just before our next city council meeting. Please come because it's more of a back and forth, venue where we discuss problems back and forth with people. Again, 6 o'clock, 2 weeks from tonight. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. We have public buildings and properties, Warren.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to inform everybody of a lead line survey from the Illinois EPA. It's a mandate from the EPA, and it has nothing to do with the city, this is statewide. What they're gonna need to know, and there'll be a questionnaire that will be, put online on our city website. And I know we sent out some notifications with very low response. But what they want to know is, what is the line coming into the house, the line after the meter, piping throughout the house, and do you have a water softener? And, like we said, this is from the EPA. They're going through the state, finding out how much lead pipe is still out there. So, they're gonna be setting up a online site to be able to fill out this form. And then the notifications will be on the water bills, to help you get to that site. It's a quick site, like I said, it's not the city of Braidwood asking this, it's the Illinois EPA requiring this, it's mandated. So I wanna give everybody a heads up, you'll get a notice on your water bill. Please, submit that little bit of information for the EPA. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Public health and safety.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, the first thing I have is the Braidwood Police Department press release. The total number of calls for service during the period of September 10th through September 23rd, 2024. Total number of calls was 243. The case reports was 20. The total subjects arrested was 2. Total arrest charges was 2. Total number of traffic stops was 55. Citations were 10. Written warnings were 32. Semi-truck violations were 4. Total number of fee tickets were 5. Okay, I may be one who does a lot of talking at these council meetings, and I think the reason for that is, as Commissioner of Public Health and Safety, I am serving in a role to help all the public in Braidwood. As such, I want to help the mental health of Braidwood citizens, which includes helping you all know what good is happening in our city so you can enjoy and be proud citizens of Braidwood. So first, I would like to thank everyone involved last week with the homecoming parade, where we had areas blocked off and we had kids and residents able to watch the parade. And I'd also like to thank the library with their function with the police department. I hope everybody had a good time at these events. I would like to express my gratitude to Chief Goodwin and the police officers and staff that held a story time, police facility viewing, police dog activity, etc. for the young children on a day last week when the school had only one half day of classes. This was a great event for all young children that were able to attend. I would also like to say thank you to all our city workers and to all who volunteer to help the city. I mentioned thank you to a few city hall workers last week. I would like to say thank you to the following people who help keep our city running in a good and orderly fashion, as well as helping citizens of Braidwood as needed. Today, I would like to say thank you to Donna Geis, who handles water-related issues for the citizens of Braidwood. Nicole Wood, who provides police records, support, and attends and helps with most public events. Barb Locasio, who was an administrative assistant for our police department until recently, when she resigned to take care of her young son. Barb also attended and helped with most of our city events. Josh Bellato, who recently was hired to replace Barb Ocasio to be an administrative assistant for our police department. Just a few comments about Josh. He is the head volunteer for our Emergency Disaster Agency, ESDA. In addition to him and other volunteers assisting our city with whatever events need assistance for safety, Josh continues all our activity with the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission. With us having a nuclear power plant here, we have to be prepared and do exercises to be prepared on how to handle any disaster events, including working with all city, county, and state officials. Now, he will also be instrumental in helping maintain and process all our police records and interfacing with other police-related agencies. Welcome aboard, and thank you, Josh. Finally, I would like to say thank you to our city administrator, Mr. Altieri. Mr. Altieri handles all the day-to-day issues of the city as well, interfacing and addressing all the day-to-day interfaces with all city department employees, and works with business, county, and state officials for the betterment of our city. I know this because I have worked with him on a number of these issues, as well as have attended a number of events to talk with and connect our city with city, county, state officials and organizations. So thank you to all those who work to help in our good city of Braidwood. We have good people in Braidwood. I am proud to be a part of the good city and appreciate all of those who continue to make it a good city. Thank you. That's all.
Planning and zoning, I see we have George in the audience. Anything, George?
Nothing to report today, Mayor. Our next planning and zoning meeting will be Monday, October 7th at 7 p.m.
All right, do we have any old business that we need to attend to? Yes.
Being for doing that, I feel bad that I slipped a little bit, and our beautification committee is done by a half dozen ladies that are out there planting, all the flowers. Most of them are in the audience here. They will be changing flowers as the seasons go and all the way through. So my mistake, I didn't make sure that we thank all the ladies for their donated time.
Could we
Thank
be able
you.
to stand up to get recognized?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Come on.
Come on. Be recognized.
Thank you. Any other old business we need to attend to? Any new business? Hearing none, I will accept a motion to adjourn, excuse me, I'll tell you when the next meeting is. Hold on, I'll put my glasses on. Next council meeting is Tuesday, October the 8th at 7 p.m. Also remember that is the town hall meeting at 6 o'clock prior to the council meeting. So if you come for this town hall meeting, stick around for the council meeting too, okay? Now I would like to ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
we have adjourned.
Hi Greg, how you doing? It's coming, it started,
Yep, that should be